Hi, friends. What's going on? Happy Friday night. Sorry, it took me a minute. I had to get myself situated. I had to make myself but you can't see it. Okay, here you go. I had to make myself a little crystal light. Ooh, so good. Okay, everybody. Oh, the chat's not on. Okay. Y'all, Donna's gonna have a bad weekend. Okay. All right, let's get into it. We don't have a whole I don't want to say we don't have a whole lot of time. It's gonna take us a minute to get through what we need to get through. Um, how's everybody doing? If you're in members, we just got out of a member live and it was girl. It was Okay. All right, guys. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. I did not see you earlier. Y'all, I've been stuck like Chuck on the Adelson situation. Um, couple things, couple little announcements before we get into it. Um, I did get one of the police reports for Mr. Daryl Screen, and I pulled a bunch of information about him. He's an interesting fellow. We're gonna have to talk about him tomorrow. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. Who was watching today? Let me send out a notification because baby, I don't think my notifications are happening. Happy Friday night. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, let me see. Okay. All right. Let me send this out real quick. Hold on one second, guys. And then let's get into it. All right. Okay. Okay, guys. All right, let's get into it. I think we're going to do it like this. Let me do a little. All right. Okay, who is this lady on the screen? So today there were several. Okay, let's talk about yesterday first. Okay, yesterday was a lot of phone calls via wiretap. So it was pretty interesting. But yesterday, I'm not going to say yesterday was a day to miss, but if you missed yesterday, you can get caught up. Just put your TV on, literally put it on like 1.5 and you'll be able to get caught up very easily if you missed yesterday. But if you like a phone call, which we love phone calls over here, jail calls, all of those things, which these were not jail calls, these were wiretaps, which are even better because they are talking as if no one's ever going to hear them. And that is just not the case because the FBI was all up in their business. um, who wasn't watching is the question. If I would imagine if anybody is here at this moment, they're watching or they're getting super duper interested in it. So it's a good thing. If you weren't here, don't be shy. It's okay. But yesterday was all wiretaps, aka phone calls, which is right up our alley. Now, this is the thing. Last year, when phone calls from prison dropped some of these phone calls, I wasn't in on as many of the details. I'd been following the case, but I hadn't really like fell down the rabbit hole of a lot of the information. And now some of the calls make so much more sense because now I know so much more of what was going on like over the past, like let's say last year or two. Um so there's so much more that makes so much more sense knowing, okay, this, because some of the things when they dropped them, maybe there wasn't a date, or hey, this is the call that convicted Charlie type of thing. But now I know, okay, this was after the bump. This was during this time. This was during that time. This was 3 years into the investigation. This is right after they arrested Sigfredo. Some of the thing, like, you know what I mean? So if you've listened over at Phone Calls from Prison, a lot of some of the things that you would have heard over there, you would have heard yesterday and some of today. Anyway, my recaps, I'm bringing you the highlights of most of the days, right? So today, in my opinion, these are the highlights. Now, it is really important to listen to the wiretaps and the text messages. Some of the text messages we're going to see towards the end. And if it's not 1 o'clock in the morning, then maybe we'll get into that part. But these two next people are very interesting. And then we'll get into some of the text messages, and we'll get as far as we can get before we get super tired. If we have to finish it up, we can finish it up tomorrow, actually. So it's cool. Anywho, so day 5 was all wiretaps the whole day. And then today it was most of before lunch, and then Jackie, one of Donna's lawyers, did the cross, and that was that on that. Anyway, let's get into this because this was good. Okay. What is this lady's name? Hold on a second. Let me tell you. This is one of Donna's cellies. Okay. This is one of Donna's cellies, and her name is Patricia Byrd. And then the next person we're going to see, her name is Dina Burnhart. I don't know if it's worth seeing the Kate Butler, the handwriting analyst, because basically she came on and she just verified that basically everything that all of the writing samples were authenticated. Do we need to see Jonathan Grossman?
The testimony you're about to give will be the truth.
I do.
You may take your seat.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly and clearly.
Man,
Please say your name and
this
spell
was
your name.
interesting
Jonathan
too.
Grossman, Jonathan Grossman.
How are you employed?
This is interesting too. We'll go through this real quick, but the real stars are girl Patricia and Drina. Okay, I had on headphones all day yesterday listening to the wiretaps. Girl, yes.
I'm a police detective with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office since January of 2011.
What about before that?
I was a police officer with the Miami-Dade Schools Police Department since 2004.
And were you called upon to assist in a murder case that happened here in Tallahassee?
I was.
All right. Were you asked to assist with the search warrant of the defendant's residence?
I was.
Where is that residence?
It's located at 2127 Brickell Avenue, apartment 1602.
And when was the search warrant conducted?
November 14th, 2023.
As part of the search warrant, did you take photos of the residence?
Yes, photographs were taken.
All right, I'm going to show you some of those, which I've marked as 143 through 163. Just take a moment to look through those.
I think he thought that if it's the police contacting us, they don't know. I think he thought Tallahassee police didn't know I don't know, what's the expression, their ass from their elbow. I think he underestimated what they knew. Now, some of his assumptions I felt were safe to assume, because when he said they don't have anything, they're just doing this, that, and the third. Think about it. Not to say that they didn't, but they did need more information. Like when they said they were tickling the wire, they did tickle the wire, and they did exactly what they wanted them to do. and gave them the information that they needed. Had they not talked on these phones, it's not to say they wouldn't have been caught, because they had Luis and they had Sigfredo, and it was just a matter, and Luis ended up talking. Then Katie ended up talking. The Adelsons, I'm not going to say they could have gotten away with it, but, and we don't know that they haven't yet, because the prosecution just closed their case or ended their case. And we're going to see how everything goes, but we don't know how it would have gone had they not been so chatty on those phones. Girl, this was Donna Mrs. Adelson, please put on your headphones. We don't want you to miss this very important testimony. Mrs. Adelson. Mrs. Adelson, please put on your headphones. Did you see when they said Donna literally washed the money? Yes.
Yes.
Are they fair and accurate photos of the residents as appeared that day?
Yes.
This time I'd ask to move to evidence 143 through 163.
An objection.
Objection.
States 143 through 163 are admitted.
May I
Please
publish?
silence all devices. Yes, you may publish.
Publishing states 144. Is it a condominium located in a high rise?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
States exhibit 145. Is this kind of the view from the entrance to the residence?
Yes, ma'am. Would be closest to the front door looking in.
And
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
did you observe some luggage there in the residence? I guess toward the entryway.
Yes, there was luggage.
States 147. Why this won't focus for us? Seems to be better when it's zoomed in. Or not. States 148. Use the luggage tags.
Yes.
Consistent with destination Saigon by way of Dubai.
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibit 150. As part of the search warrant, did you see some camera equipment?
Yes, we did.
Interview. Did you also take possession of some visas? Publishing states 149.
In the closet.
No, I said I believe he alerted to a laptop that was in the closet. I'm
Did
just
you-
going off of memory.
Did you observe that?
No.
Did not. Okay. All right. Let me see here.
Okay, so he's talking about the evidence that they collected after the search warrant. Let's just go here.
You're about to give will be the truth.
This one, these two.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. Tell Brandon if you can adjust the microphone for her if she needs it.
Is it boy? Girl.
Will you tell us your name and spell it?
Patricia
for the court reporter,
Byrd.
please?
Patricia Byrd,
Thank you.
Patricia, Byrd, Byrd.
And are you in custody at Leon County Jail?
Yes,
Are you in custody for violating your probation on a felony case?
yes,
And is it your understanding that for that felony case, if you were convicted as charged, that you could receive up to 15 years in prison for that felony?
yes,
And is that felony that you're in custody for, is that the only felony that you've been convicted of?
yes. I have a pending case.
Thank you. So do you also have another pending case
Yes,
that you haven't been convicted of yet, but it is still pending?
yes,
And that pending case, is that case in Wakulla County?
Donna thought she was going to use people, and yeah, Donna thought she was going to use some people. She thought she was going to find some, you know, some people she thought she could take advantage of who might have wanted a little bit of coin. They're going, you know what I mean? Like they're not, she thought that she told this lady she was going to buy her some land and put a trailer on it for her. And you're over here living in probably, I don't know how much their particular unit, but the units in that building that they lived in were at the lowest starting at $2 million up to 12 million. And this was when they bought that apartment was 12 years ago. So who knows how much they were then? Maybe it was $1 million to get in or something, but now it's no less than 2 million.
yes,
For that case, if you're convicted as charged in that case, could you receive up to 5 years in prison for that case?
yes.
Get her teeth
Okay.
fixed, everything. Yes.
And the one that you're in custody on from Leon County is the only felony you've been convicted of then?
Yes,
Have you received any offer or promises in exchange for your testimony in this case?
no,
Oh yeah.
Were you in custody with Donna Adelson?
yes, I was.
For about how long?
Maybe about 6 or 7 months.
And was this at Leon County Jail?
Yes,
Were you and Donna Adelson in the same pod?
yes.
What does that mean?
We're in the same, it's a open pod, it's an open day where a lot of bunk beds are together.
Okay, so a lot of women are in there together.
Yes,
Okay, so you sleep in the same room as some of these women.
yes.
And how close did you sleep to Donna Adelson?
Right next to her.
All right, and if you're in the same pod, do you have your meals together with the other women in the pod?
Yes,
Do you have
Thank
like your
you.
downtime where you're watching TV or reading or writing, all those things together with the same women in the pod?
yes,
Thank you, hon.
When you were in the same pod with Donna Adelson for those months, did you become friendly with her?
yes.
How often would you talk to her?
Every day, all day.
Who else was she close to in the pod?
Dina Burnhart.
Okay. Did she have a couple of other people she was close to as well?
Yes,
Were you and Drina the closest?
yes,
I think Patricia and Drina were both truthful. I think that some of the information they knew, how would they know that? I mean, I'm sure they may have access to TV and tablets, but unless they were studying very specific, like on your average news broadcast, you're not getting all of that. You would have to be in the blogs. You would have to be over at the channels that are getting into the micro details. So if somebody is a true crimer and they're coming over to these channels that get into the documents, then maybe. But even then, some of the nuanced information, you know, the stapling of the money, I think a lot of people knew about that. That was in police reports. You know, that was in some of the trials since. Some things like the conversations that maybe were only heard in the wiretap, also their defense. How in the world would someone know Charlie's defense? No offense to these women, I'm sure they're nice ladies, and you know what I'm saying, like whatever. I don't know that they were studying Charlie Adelson's case. Okay. I don't know that they're studying Charlie's case to know what Charlie's defense was and like why or how Kathy, or how they called her Kay in the bunks, would have fit into it. So apparently she had information regarding the theory or the defense for Donna and Charlie, and how she wanted them to lie on Katie McBanawa about the theory that they came up with for like the double extortion. So they wanted to use these two ladies for a double extortion plot for them to be able to say that they knew Katie behind bars and they heard her talk about Donna, and this was information that they learned that, like, I'm going to give you some information, but I need for you to tell it as if you learned it from Katie, and that Katie was in here running her mouth talking about extorting Donna and Charlie Adelson.
To her, I mean.
Yes, ma'am.
Once you and Donna Adelson became close friends, did she ever talk to you about her pending case, this case?
She did.
When y'all would have those conversations, did you ever outright ask her whether she did what she's accused of?
I did.
And what did she say to that?
She said she did. It was to keep her grandkids, but it wasn't supposed to go that far.
Okay. So she said she did do it, and she did it to keep her grandkids.
Yes.
But she didn't expect it to go this far.
Yes.
Did Donna Adelson ever ask if you were...
Why would she tell that? In a way, I feel like, gosh, why would Donna be so stupid? And isn't it kind of a jailhouse thing we always hear about, people confessing in jail to other inmates? How could Donna be so dumb? You know what I'm saying?
Ever in custody with a woman named Catherine McBanawa?
Yes, she did.
And were you ever in custody with Catherine McBanawa?
Yes.
Was that several years ago?
Yes, ma'am.
And about how long were you in custody with McBanawa for?
About a year or two.
Now, did you tell Donna Adelson that? Did you let her know that you had been in custody with McBanawa?
Yes.
Since you had been in custody with McBanawa, once Donna Adelson knew that, what did Donna Adelson want you to do?
She wanted me to say that McBanawa told me when we killed him, I knew my boyfriend's parents had money.
Okay, so basically, she and some other people did this crime, and they did it because her boyfriend's parents had money.
Yes.
Who did she want you to tell that to?
She wanted me to tell it to whoever came up and asked me about it, and the investigators.
Okay. Did she offer you anything in exchange for you providing that information?
Yes.
What did she offer you?
A trailer and some land, and she would have her husband fix my teeth.
Okay. So, like, if you got out of custody, she'd help you buy a trailer and land?
Yes.
And that her husband could fix your teeth?
Yes.
Like veneers?
Yes.
Now, was any of that true as far as did McBanawa ever say those things to you?
No, she did not.
Did Donna Adelson give you other gifts while in custody?
Yes.
Like what?
She would buy canteen and she would bring it over to my bed.
What's canteen?
Canteen is food that we buy off commissary.
Okay. It's kind of like chips and candy and other things that
and noodles and stuff like that.
Okay. But it costs money to buy those things?
Yes.
Okay. But she would buy those or extra and she'd give it to you?
Yes.
Now, did you ever speak to her attorneys or investigators who came to the jail to see what information that you had?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember whether you spoke to a man or a woman?
It was a woman.
Did you tell them the information you told us today?
I did.
Did you tell them that that information that McBanawa said was true or not true?
It was not true.
Okay, but that Donna Adelson wanted you to say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else did those people for the defense who came to see, who may have information, who else did they speak to?
They spoke to Lindsay Knight and Brittany Purcell and Cassidy Conroy.
Did they speak to Dina Burnhart?
Yes, they did.
Did you tell your attorney what was going on as far as Donna Adelson wanting you to provide this information that was not true?
I'm not sure if I told him.
I'm talking about your attorney.
My attorney?
Yeah. Did you tell your attorney at some point?
Yes.
Okay. Once you told your attorney that, did an investigator from the state attorney's office come speak to you to get more information about what happened?
They did.
And did you tell him everything that you told us today?
I did.
Just a second. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
You just want to direct? Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
You testified that you spoke with a investigator, a woman. Was the woman white or black?
She was black.
Okay. Do you remember testifying in a hearing on this matter a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember saying that she was white?
Yes. I was confused.
You were confused by the question, or you were confused about the race of the investigator that you spoke with?
It was about the question.
Okay. And isn't it true that you also spoke with a male investigator last August?
Yes.
Okay. And that was about less than a month after you moved into the pod with Miss Adelson?
To the next part with Miss Adelson.
No, we're talking in originally. That was about a month after you moved into the pod with Miss Adelson.
Yes.
Okay. And you spoke with that first investigator, the male.
Yes.
Okay. And it's your testimony that at that point in time, Miss Adelson had already offered you money, land, and a trailer.
Yes.
Okay. And you told that to that first investigator.
I did.
Okay. So on August, I believe it was August 30th of 2024, your testimony is that you told the first investigator, the man, about that offer.
I did.
Okay. Did you also tell him that the information that you were saying about Miss Magbanawa was false?
I did.
All of it?
I did.
Okay. Isn't it true that you've also testified that in fact Miss Magbanawa was manipulative?
I did.
And is that true?
It is.
What lady in the orange? Somebody in the gallery? Are you talking about someone in the gallery? What lady in the orange? You're asking about who is the young lady in the orange? I know she's press from Tallahassee Democrat.
Now you testified that my client admitted doing it and that it was to keep her grandkids but it wasn't supposed to go that far.
Correct.
Okay. Now, isn't it true that the only thing that she did was write checks to Miss McBenowa?
I'm not sure.
Isn't that what she told you?
Not sure.
Haven't you previously said that Miss Adelson, my client, did not plan the murder?
Correct.
How many times did you meet with an investigator from any of the defense attorneys in this case?
Could you repeat the question?
How many times have you met with an investigator from any of the defense attorneys' offices?
Twice.
Did he say defense attorney or district attorney's office? Hold on.
Offices. With an investigator from any of the defense attorneys' offices.
Twice.
Why did you say defense attorney? Wouldn't he say district attorney? How many times did you meet with investigator from the defense attorney's office? What? Unless that's... Why did he say defense attorney's office? Wouldn't that be the district attorney's office? I would have been confused at that question too. That doesn't make any sense. Like, how many times did you meet with an investigator from the defense attorney's office? How many times did you meet with an investigator from the defense team? And how many times did you meet with investigators from the district attorney's office or from the state's attorney's office? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was... She's going to get him straight in a minute. He's going to try and get her caught up in something, try and make it seem like she's lying. And she's going to be like, no, sir, if that's what I said, then that's what I said.
Remember previously testifying that someone from the defense attorney's office came 4 or 5 times.
No, I did not.
How many times did a female investigator come to speak with you?
Once.
Do you remember testifying previously that you said a female investigator came twice?
If I said that, then that's what it was.
Can I get a page number of that, please?
I don't have it.
Yeah, what is that from impeachment?
Please show the witness the prior statement or testimony so she can explain, deny, or admit.
Just a moment, Your Honor. refer you, I believe it's the April 1st or 2nd interview with Investigator Moulin and Pat Sanford at the Leon County Detention Center, page 20. And we'll start with the female investigator, lines 16 through 18. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Can you just read that to yourself, please? Did you say something differently when you first met with the representative of the state attorney's office?
I did.
Okay. So when you first met with the state attorney's office representatives and Special Agent Sanford, when asked how many times the defense investigators come to see you, you said 4 or 5, correct?
Correct.
And then how many times did the female investigator come to speak to you? You said twice.
Correct.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
If she can't remember, first of all, sometimes this is a woman who is mildly spoken. She's, seems to be quiet. She's in jail. We don't know much about her, but this is what I'm going to say. There are some people who are never going to question authority. Somebody comes to talk to you, she may not even know who they are. So if they say they came from here, they came from there, they're from this, they're from that, people have to understand you're coming as a professional with an advanced degree. You're an attorney. This woman, we don't know what she's done, what she hasn't done. This woman's also sitting in jail. If someone comes to talk to her in official capacity, she may not know who they are. And there are people who don't feel empowered to say, and who are you? And what is your title? And why am I speaking to you? Some people don't do that. So if she's saying she spoke to people 4 times, 5 times, whatever, she may not necessarily be aware. There are people who talk to people all the time. They don't know who the hell they're talking to, but somebody who seemed like they were in authority came to talk to them, or somebody who wears a suit and I wear a uniform, or someone who seemed like they were in some sort of authority came to talk to me, and I don't know who they are. So I don't know. I don't feel like that was a fair question, because oftentimes these people don't know who they're talking to. And I don't know. And me personally, I'm not confident that every time somebody comes to talk to someone that they are introducing themselves, giving them a card, or making sure that they know exactly who they're talking to. I just feel like it's kind of an unfair question. And then they're using that to discredit her because she can't remember who's who and what's what. And he kept saying the defense attorney's office rather than the state attorney's office. Why he keeps messing that up, that's weird. Thank you, Be True. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you so much.
Testified that you were incarcerated with my client for 6 to 7 months. How much of that time were you actually sleeping in the bed next to her?
Somewhere in between 3 to maybe 4 months.
The jail records reflect something differently. Would they be more accurate?
Could be.
Could be more accurate, or they
Yeah.
are?
They are, because we were.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Redirect examination.
We finished what you were
Okay,
gonna say.
so she said 3, maybe 4 months. Maybe it was 1, maybe 2 months. Who knows? She said that she was in jail with Katie for 1, maybe 2 years. Like, do the records corroborate whether she was in the jail with Katie or not? According to the records, all it takes is one night to sleep next to Donna. If Donna poured out her guts, it takes one night. It doesn't mean like just whether she slept next to her for 2 months, 6 months. It took one night of somebody spilling their guts to have some information. Don't be mad because Donna was sitting up in the jail being stupid.
Please.
We were in 2 different pods together.
Okay. So did you sleep together, or I'm sorry, sleep in the same pod as her, sleep next to her in one pod and sleep further from her in another pod? What do you mean?
I slept next to her in one pod, and then we slept in the same section in another part of the jail.
Okay. So when you're sleeping in the same section from someone, are you still in the same room with them?
Yes,
Okay. Despite whether you were sleeping next to her or a few beds over from her, did you guys still have downtime each day in the pod together?
yes,
Okay. And did you talk most of the day, every day, for several months at a time?
on a regular basis.
All right. Regardless of how many times the defense sent investigators to talk to you, you did speak to them multiple times.
Yes,
And you also spoke to state attorney's office investigators. Is that right?
yes,
And your own attorney?
yes,
And you've testified at a prior proceeding as well?
yes.
Okay. And did you ask Donna Adelson whether she wrote checks to Catherine McBanois, or did you ask her whether she did what they're accused her of doing?
I asked her if she did what they accused her of,
Okay. And she said yes.
and she said yes.
Thank you.
You may step down. Will this witness be recalled by either party?
No, sir, she can be released. Thank you.
Defense.
Potentially, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Byrd, you may be called again by the defense. Please call your next witness.
State calls Dina Burnhart.
Please raise your right hand, Ms. Burnhart. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Girl, look at Drina's hairdo. Like, who did her? Someone did her hair. Like, girl, you gonna be fancy today.
You can take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone if you need to.
She tried to do her hair.
Yeah, please say your name and spell your name.
Dina Burnhart, DrinaBernhardt.
Ms. Bernhardt, are you currently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you in currently on 2 different felony cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the first case I want to ask you about is the VOP, or violation of probation case. Is that one of your open cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a 2nd-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then also a second, 3rd-degree felony is also pending, punishable by up to an additional 5 years. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right? Okay. And are both of those cases totally unrelated to the murder case that we're here about in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I want to ask if you've been promised anything by myself or any member of my team in exchange for your testimony here today.
No, ma'am.
She tried to do her little eyeshadow. Bless her heart.
So any
She wanted to look nice for court.
leniency or any help with your case, anything like that?
No,
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything?
no,
Is this your first stint in the Leon County Jail?
no, it's not.
Have you been in and out of jail quite a few times?
I have.
Okay. Do you have 27 prior convictions involving either felonies or crimes of dishonesty?
27 prior convictions, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
were you recently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail with Donna Adelson?
He's hit a
Yes, I
smoky
was.
eye.
And did you become friendly with her during the time that y'all were both in the jail together?
Yes.
How long were you together in the jail?
I can't remember exactly, maybe around 4 months.
All right, were you in the same pod that whole 4 months?
Yes.
And when you're in the pod together in jail, is it easier to become friendly than it is on the outside?
Yes.
Why is that?
We work together 24/7, so
All right, can you describe your friendship with Mrs. Adelson?
yes, initially, it was very nice. She actually called me her jail daughter, and she and I got close. And how much more detail do you want?
Well, by close, did you talk to each other about personal things like your
Yes.
life?
Yes.
Okay. And did she have a nickname for you besides her jail daughter?
Yes, Sunshine.
Did she paint pictures for you and write notes to you and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
And approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 61. This is one of the pieces of art and letters that she wrote to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge asked to move in evidence, State 61.
No objection.
There you are.
State 61 is another.
Permission to publish.
You may.
Okay, so is this her initials down here?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the back, is that a little note to you?
Yes, it is.
Dear Drina, I hope your life will be filled with love, joy, and flowers. You deserve only the best because you are the best. Love, Donna. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
And did you return this type of favor and make little art and things for her as well?
Probably, yes.
Did she ever talk to you about her grandchildren?
Yes, she did.
And did she tell you anything about the type of relationship that she had specifically with the children of the deceased in this case?
Yes, she said she was very close with them, and every now and then she would call them her children.
Okay, and I want to ask you about whether Mrs. Adelson, during the time that y'all were friendly, ever discussed her case with you.
Yes.
Okay, and was her bringing up her case something that she did a lot, or was it only one time?
It was often.
Okay, so it was something that she was
Doing
talking
a lot.
about daily.
Yes.
Okay, and was it a bunch of different aspects of her case she would talk about, or only one thing?
It was different aspects.
At some point, did you end up reaching out to law enforcement to report some of the things that she had been saying to you about her case?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do that?
Well, initially I did it for selfish reasons, but more that I spent time with Dawn, I realized that it was morally correct and I wanted to get justice for the Markel family.
Okay, so you felt it was the right thing to do, but you were also hoping to get something out of it.
Yes.
And what kind of thing were you hoping to get out of it?
Just help, lighter sentence, maybe rehab.
Okay, and are you still hoping that might be the outcome for you?
Maybe, but right now I'm more interested in justice for the Markel family.
Did Donna Adelson ever talk to you when she was talking about her case? Did she ever mention any concerns about the testimony of her son, Rob Adelson?
She did. She said she was extremely worried about his testimony.
Okay, so that was something that she brought up often or only
Yeah.
one time?
A few times.
Okay. Did she ever mention to you a state witness by the name of Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes.
And was Ms. Magbanoa somebody that was known to you?
Yes, I knew Miss Magbanwa from being locked up with her years before.
And how did she first bring up Magbanoa to you, or did you bring Magbanoa up to her?
I can't remember exactly how it was brought up. I just know that it was brought to her attention.
Brought to her attention that you knew Magbanoa?
Yeah.
Okay. And at some point, did the defendant try to recruit you to become a witness for her in this case?
Yes.
How did she first approach you about that?
She asked me if I would be willing to do it. And I said yes.
Okay. And was this topic discussed one time or more than one time?
More than once.
How many times can you estimate? A lot?
A lot, yes.
Okay. And what is it that she wanted you to testify about?
She wanted me to testify about numerous different things about Kay, mostly about Miss McBonwa.
And Miss McBanois, you knew her by the nickname Kay?
Yes,
Okay. And so she had some things she wanted you to say about Kay.
correct.
At some point, did she prepare a script for you of exactly what she wanted you to testify to?
She did.
I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 62. Do you recognize State 62?
I do.
Is this the script that was prepared for you by Ms. Adelson?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, moving evidence, State 62.
Any objection?
Objection.
State 62 is admitted.
And publish.
You may.
Whose notebook is this?
That's mine.
And whose handwriting is this on this first page?
That's Donna's, Miss Anderson.
Okay, so she wrote this in your notebook.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it you were supposed to do with this information?
I was supposed to study it and answer it correctly on the stand for her.
So this is what she wanted you to say in court.
Yes, ma'am.
So for example, how did you know
I was thinking to myself, Donna, you can't be this dumb, right? You didn't write her a script, did you?
Donna Adelson? You were supposed to say everyone knew her. She's been on the news. I've seen and heard about this on TV shows and read it in the newspaper over the years.
Correct.
Do you read the newspaper?
No.
Okay. Did you know much about her or her case prior to coming in contact with her in the Leon County Jail?
No, ma'am.
And what were you supposed to do with this physical script?
I was supposed to copy it down and give it back to her.
Okay, copy it into your own handwriting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you provide this item to my office?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it copied and returned to you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do with it once you returned with the original to Leon County Jail?
Return it to her.
I'm gonna go down a paragraph here. It says that you approached Mrs. Adelson and told her you had information about Kay that you wanted to give her. Is that true?
No.
This says that Kay told you that she told Charlie on the night of the murder that some friends of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him. Did Kay ever tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She asked him to give her the 1/3 of $1 million that he was going to pay his sister so that she could relocate with her children to Miami. He went crazy on her. He said that that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law not to kill him. Did Kay ever say any of that to you?
No, ma'am.
And then over here continues, but
I know Donna's lawyer must be like, now why did you write that again?
she convinced him that the murderers think a woman is paying for this.
Thank you, Fit Mom. I see you. Hey,
She told
KK.
him she wouldn't tell her friends who he is. She can keep him safe. So she was, according to this story, extorting money out of Charlie, but he didn't know it. He thought she was his friend, but really she was his enemy. Is that the deal?
Yes, I suppose that's what it's supposed to be.
All right, and did Catherine McDaniel, ever say any of that to you?
No,
Do you know, are you familiar at all with Charlie Adelson's trial or his trial testimony?
no, I,
There's a part on here that says, here, she laughed about how easy it was to extort, and extort is underlined. Did you underline that, or did Mrs. Adelson underline that?
I didn't underline it.
Okay. How easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out to a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with the $1/3 of $1 million. She said she fooled her baby daddy and she fooled Charlie. Sigfredo would do anything for her, and he did. All right, so again, sorry to keep asking the same question, but did Kay say any of this to you?
No,
Okay. Charlie was scared and easy to extort. What a stupid fool. He believed her that she was keeping him safe from the killers. Ha ha, what a joke. Is that the type of language that Captain McDaniel would use?
no.
Do you know her well enough to tell this jury that she wouldn't say something like, you know, what a stupid fool, ha ha, what a joke?
Yeah, she wouldn't talk like that.
But that's what Mrs. Adelson wanted you to come in and tell this jury.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she give you anything or promise you anything in exchange for reciting this script?
While I was in jail, I received packages and phone calls, and I was promised things as well.
What type of packages?
Packages are in jail just like a bunch of basically gas station food, but it's exciting when you're in jail.
Okay, and what about phone calls? What do you mean by that?
Just the phone calls are very expensive from jail, so she would let me use her phone to call my mother and other people.
Okay, and you said she promised you other things in the future. What other types of things?
$10,000, a grand piano.
What else?
She promised me cameras, but
None of that came to fruition.
no.
Okay. And what about pills? Did she mention anything to you about pills?
Yes, that if I needed pills, that I could call a doctor named, I think Obed. I think that's his name.
Okay.
Yes.
And that person would write you some prescriptions?
Yes, ma'am.
And why would you be in need of prescription medication?
I'm a recovering drug addict.
Did she tell you that if you were to be released, that you could make these phone calls, including this phone call to Dr. Obed?
Yes.
Okay. And how were you going to get these other items, like the $10,000?
The money would be through something called Zelle. Zelle?
Okay. And who was going to send the money through Zelle?
Oh, Harvey?
That's her husband, Harvey Adelson?
Yes.
And how are you supposed to contact Harvey Adelson?
Through a phone app called Signal.
Okay. Had you ever heard of the phone app Signal before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. One moment, please, Your Honor. No further questions at this time, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor, just a moment.
So before you cross, please approach.
They're gonna come on try and discredit her too. Okay, Dr. Obed, like they dragged everybody into this and said things that nobody would know. I'm sorry, how would she know about Dr. Obed? Okay. Well, Katie was asking for a prescription for something, some sort of medicated shampoo, some mess. I don't even know. Let's see.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, you testified that you haven't been promised anything, correct?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true that you were released from jail on February 11th,
Yes,
2025 as a result of your cooperation in this matter?
sir. I don't know if it was a result of my cooperation, but yes, that's when I was released.
Okay. And so you met with law enforcement. In fact, you sent a letter to a Detective Turner in December of 2024, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you said that you had information about Donna Adelson, correct?
Correct.
And that you cooperated in the past and you wanted to do it again.
Correct.
And then as a result of that, on December 18th, Detective Turner came and met with you.
Correct.
And you spoke with him about this matter.
Yes, sir.
And then on December 20th, you were taken up to the state attorney's office to meet with the state attorney's office, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then as a result of that conversation, on February 11th, you were released.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Okay. Now, I want to back up a little bit. You've met prior to being rearrested in September of 2024. You knew Patricia Byrd, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you guys friends on the outside?
No.
Just on the inside?
Yes, sir.
But you've been friendly before.
Friendly, I suppose, for jail.
Now, when you first met with law enforcement or the state attorney's office on December 20th of 2024, towards the end of that conversation, you said to them, "Did I do a good job?" Isn't that true?
Yes, it is.
Now, when you met with them on that day, the offer that you'd had at that point was 5 to 6 years in prison, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to back up a little bit. Let's see. So that violation of probation. You were originally put on that probation September 1st of 2023, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at that point in time, isn't it true that you qualified for enhanced sentencing?
If you're talking about the PRR, is that what you're talking about?
This is the funny thing. He asks everybody everything other than the validity of the receipts that they're bringing. He just wants to know, like, are you trying to get a deal? Did you mess up? Did you violate your probation? He's not even asking, because the lady's getting ready to come on in a second. This lady right here, the handwriting expert, she's getting ready to break down the whole thing of this handwriting and how the handwriting in the book and the handwriting that Donna does on her in her calendar are basically all the same handwriting. Like, it might not look the same, but one might be her kind of cursive versus her trying to write and print neatly or whatever. Anyway, it's like, sir, you're just trying to drag her, but you're not asking any questions about the substance of the receipts.
Not sure.
Did you qualify as a PRR sentence?
I think it was actually past the 3 years.
Okay. I'm going to approach, and I'll have this marked for identification purposes.
You may approach.
Identification purposes. Judgment and sentence that was rendered on September 1st of 2023. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And it indicates that you qualify for PRR sentencing, but the state is waiving it at that time, correct?
Okay. Yes, it does say that.
And so this is a judgment and sentence or conviction for one count of burglary of an occupied dwelling and one count of burglary of a dwelling, 2 counts of burglary of a conveyance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And PRR sentencing means that when you are commit a qualifying offense within 3 years of your release from prison, the court has to sentence you to the maximum sentence day for day unless you have a plea agreement that says otherwise, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that would mean that this sentence, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years day for day in prison, correct?
If I went to trial, yes, sir.
If you didn't have this plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
But you did have this plea agreement
Yes.
and you were put on probation.
Yes, sir.
Now, it specifically says if you violate probation, they can reimpose the prison releasee reoffender sentence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you did violate that probation, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. And on June 18th of 2024, probation officer signed an affidavit of violation because you started using again, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were rearrested. You didn't go back to prison, did you?
No,
You got a chance for more treatment, didn't you?
I did.
Now, originally in that 2023 sentence, you did an inpatient program
Yes, at Sisters in Sobriety.
and you completed that.
I did.
Here, when you were reinstated in July of 2024, you were stepped down to outpatient, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't report to probation, did you?
No,
You started using again,
I did.
and you strung your probation officer along, lying to them.
I don't think I did that, but
You did not make yourself available for supervision.
no, I didn't.
You didn't follow instructions,
I just didn't go.
and you also didn't test.
I didn't go, correct.
And so then you are rearrested, not just for the violation of probation, but also for a new felony charge, correct?
What's the new felony charge?
Burglary of a conveyance.
That's- Okay, yes, correct.
And so in September of 2024, when you were rearrested for violating probation and the new burglary charge,
Mhm.
that point in time, you are facing 15 years mandatory day-for-day sentencing, unless you can reach an agreement with the state.
Correct,
And then you meet Donna Adelson,
correct.
your get out of jail free card.
I don't have an answer to that.
And you befriended her.
We became friends, yes.
And you would ask her questions about her case.
No, I didn't ask her questions about her case. She offered it to me and I would listen to her.
Okay. So it's your testimony here today that you did not ask her questions.
I can't remember. I may have asked her one or two. I mean, we were locked up for a long time, but I didn't go to her constantly and asking her questions. No.
Just a moment.
Before you ask your next question, Mr. Sullivan, please make sure it's sufficiently clear as it relates to matters that have been ruled upon.
Yes, sir. And that's exactly what I'm having ensure done. Okay. So if you didn't reach an agreement with the state, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years, day for day.
If I went to trial and was found guilty, yes.
So that your understanding is if you went to trial, you would face 15 years, day for day.
If I was found guilty, yes.
Okay. So we're talking about a violation of probation. You go to a VOP hearing. You've already testified that you started using again.
Yes,
You didn't show up for probation.
correct.
Okay. So if you went to court without an agreement, you would have to be sentenced to 15 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, isn't it true that when you went to meet with law enforcement on December 20th of 2024, you made sure a couple days prior to this to sit down in a location in the pod and engage in a lengthy conversation with Donna Adelson, correct?
Oh, no, actually, the pod, you can see the whole pod is visible.
Isn't it true that you told them that you made sure that you sat where a camera could catch you while you sat with my client going over paperwork?
Yes,
Okay. And you wanted them to make sure that they could get video of you with my client.
yes.
Okay, just a moment, Your Honor.
I mean, she's a drug addict. Who's going to believe her? So she knew Donna's sitting over there being slow and thinking that she's making friends, calling people her jail daughter, offering people veneers, trailers, and land and cash. And the girl's like, I want my 15 years. And says, justice for Dan Markel. So when Donna actually asked me to study out of my journal, okay? And Donna wants to write all up in my notebook. I'm going to make sure that when she writes in my notebook, I'm going to go sit at a visible table because no one's going to believe me because I'm a druggie. Okay? So let me go sit someplace visible so they know that we actually were in contact with each other and that also it's visible her writing in my notebook. What's wrong with that?
Did you tell my client she was naive about jail?
That she was naive about jail?
Yes.
Meaning that she just wasn't aware of what went on in jail.
Yes.
I may have. I don't remember.
Now let's talk about that video. I believe the state's going to be introducing that a little bit later. Now, describe for the jury how it came to be that my client wrote down the script that they've introduced into evidence.
How it came to be?
Yes.
Donna wrote it, and she and I were supposed to go over it and practice it.
Okay. During that time that you were sitting there, did you write anything down?
I may have colored or written something, but I honestly don't remember.
Did you take things out of the notebook that you'd already written and show them to her?
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
So you don't remember telling her what to write?
No, I didn't tell her what to write.
Your testimony here today is that you never told her what to write?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one thing you are sure about here today. Just a moment, Your Honor. Nothing further?
Redirect examination.
Were you ever advised to say anything other than the truth here today?
No.
You have a lawyer that's representing you on your criminal cases, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's working with the prosecutor on that case, not me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To try to get you some kind of deal, not 15 years maximum penalty, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and before your most recent release, you had a five-year plea offer at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as we sit here today, do you have a plea offer?
No.
Okay, so you're waiting to get a new plea offer
Yes, ma'am.
from somebody, not me,
Correct.
hoping that maybe it will be better than what it would otherwise be based on this information.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you had already provided that script to us before this most recent release and this most recent violation, and now you're going to have to deal with accountability for that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that script, it was suggested like, oh, you told her what to write. Did you even know any of that story
No.
to tell her?
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
You may step down. Will this witness be recalled by either party?
Potentially, Judge.
Ms. Burnhart, you remain under your subpoena and do not discuss your testimony with any other person. Please call your next witness, State.
State calls Kate Butler.
Okay, so this next person, she's a handwriting witness, and she does verify all of the handwriting. She does the handwriting analysis between the journal pages and also Donna's calendar. So, and it's, it's very technical, and you guys just have to trust me on this one. Okay, we're going to just, and then, so here, they are talking about what was in the journal. Let's listen to some. It goes on for another bit. How long does it go on? It goes on for about another hour. We might not do all that because it's already almost midnight. We can listen to a little bit if you guys are up for it. We can go another little bit. But yeah. And then this pretty much ends the day, and then the prosecution rests. So I don't know what I was thinking. The title, I put the defense rest, but the defense is up next week. So the prosecution basically rested their case in chief, and it's the defense is up next week. Donna more than likely will be testifying. Charlie, is waiting around, I think, in Florida right now. He will potentially be testifying. We're going to see about that. But this is Sergeant Christopher Corbett, again, with the Tallahassee Police Department. And he's going to be going over some of these writings and back to the text messages and WhatsApp. So if y'all are up for that, I will get into it. We can listen a little bit.
That was,
if you guys are good, we can
seized
go
in
back
Miami
into it.
Airport in November of 2023.
Okay.
Yes, they're from a forensic examination of that phone that was taken from her person.
And does this presentation also contain messages from Charlie Adelson's iCloud?
It does, yes.
And were the amount of
I think he just feels like, based on whether she gets a deal or not, I think he's trying to illustrate that she's incentivized, maybe potentially to lie or come forward because there's some sort of deal that she could get. But basically Georgia's like, she's not getting a deal for me, so I don't know what she's getting. If she's getting something, it's not coming from me. And if she has hopes to get something because she's testifying, that's her business. It doesn't mean that what she's saying isn't true. You know what I mean? That's how I took it.
messages in both that iCloud and from that cell phone voluminous?
They were, yes.
Your summary that I've labeled 73B, and for the record, I'll make the summary from his first part of his presentation 73A, and this one will be 73B. Do these include some of the text relevant to the specific things I'm going to ask you about today from those voluminous records?
It does, yes.
At this time, I would move state 73B into evidence subject to the court's ruling.
Any objection?
Subject to the court's ruling, Your Honor.
73B, you said?
Yes, sir.
73B will be admitted.
And I'd also make 73A, please.
Any objection as to 73, or were those already admitted?
73 has already been admitted, so I'd just be amending the name of the exhibit.
Go ahead, you may continue.
All right. Just as you did in your first testimony, did you create a PowerPoint of your summary that will go into evidence with the jury as a demonstrative here in court?
I did, yes.
And does this demonstrative contain other evidence that maybe the jury's already seen in this case, such as State's Exhibit 62?
I believe it does, yes.
All right. Permission to use a demonstrative, Judge?
You may.
All right. Looking at State's Exhibit 62, this first slide, does this appear to be a question and answer session here? There's a part that says Q, followed by a question, and a part that says A, followed by the answer to the question.
That's correct.
And when a witness is on the stand in a trial like you are today, does your testimony have to be in a question and answer format?
It is, yes.
All right. If we could go to the first page of State's Exhibit 62. Looking at this first bit of information here, what does this writing say that Kay said?
It says here in the highlighted section that Kay said she told Charlie on the night of the murder.
I'm going to object. This is testimony is cumulative to the other evidence that's already been admitted.
Overrule, the witness may provide context concerning the admitted evidence.
What does it say that Kay said?
She said she told Charlie on
Donna
the night of
looks
the
like,
murder.
okay,
that
here
some
we
friends
go.
of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him.
Okay, and does that story sound familiar?
It does, yes.
And are you familiar with Charlie Adelson's testimony in his trial in October of 2023?
I am, yes.
Okay. The next sentence, does the next sentence say, she asked him to give her $350,000 he was going to pay so his sister could relocate with her children to Miami. He went crazy on her. He said that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law, not to kill him. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so according to this story and to Charlie Adelson's story at his trial, no one hired these hitmen to kill Dan Markell, right?
That's correct.
They just did it in their own in hopes of getting paid.
Correct.
All right, looking at the next page. Is this the bottom part of the first page combined with the top part of the second page?
It is, yes.
Okay. Looking at the next sentence, does it say he threatened me that he was going to go to the police? I told him if he went to the police, these murderers would kill him. And if they don't get you, they'll kill your mom and dad, exclamation point. You should have seen his face, exclamation point. He turned white, exclamation point. He was scared shitless, in quotations.
Yes.
Okay, looking down at the next paragraph, does it say that she convinced him that the murderers think that a woman is paying for this? They don't know Charlie. And she told him she would tell her friends, she wouldn't tell her friends who he is. She can keep him safe. Is that right?
Yes,
So according to this, the men who killed Dan Markel are not the ones giving him the information the night of this murder. It's Catherine McVanois. Is that right?
correct.
And was that consistent with what Charlie Adelson said in his testimony? He said that McVanois came over alone the night of the murder and told him that he was being extorted by some people she knew.
That's correct.
All right, looking down at the next section, does it say he opened his safe and gave her stacks of money? I'm sorry, can you go back up?
Yes. It does, yes. He opened his safe and gave her stacks of money.
And what does the rest of that paragraph say?
Then she told him he can pay her the rest in cash. She said he was giving her $3,000 every month. She laughed about how easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out for a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with $350,000.
Judge, can we approach, please?
Approach.
So some things that I feel like only Donna and Charlie would know were when they wanted to try to, I guess, bribe, if you will. I don't know who used the word bribe, but the word bribe has been thrown around that they were going to offer Dan $1 million and that they could all pay a third to give Dan $1 million, right? How would Katie know about that? I don't know that I heard anything over the last week about Katie knowing about that. That was a offer that they made to Dan during the relocation, the motion for relocation to allow Wendy to move down to South Florida. But I mean, he could have mentioned it to Katie, but there's nothing to say that he ever did. But that was something that was known to, that would have been known to Donna, Wendy, and Charlie, specific to something that they offered Dan to try to get him to consider allowing Wendy to move. And then he or she is trying to get an inmate to recall Katie saying that to them, and that's it. That's all. Okay, have a good night, hun. So yeah, okay, let's watch a few more minutes, and I'm gonna let you guys go because it's getting late. So I wonder if Ms. Markel had something happen to her nose. She got a big old band-aid on her nose. Something's going on. Hopefully she didn't hurt herself. She got her big sunglasses on and something happened.
Continue to stare.
Okay. In Charlie Adelson's testimony, did he say that he paid Catherine McVanois
Oh,
$3,000 a month because he did not
That's
have
too
$1
bad.
million?
That's correct.
Okay. Did he say he gave her, I think it was $138,000 that night or the next morning, and then the rest was $3,000 a month over time?
That's correct.
And was that paid, he said, from $1,000 a month in her paycheck from Adelson Institute and $2,000 in cash?
Yes.
And in his testimony, did he say that McVanois assured him that none of the money would be going to her? She was giving it all to the extorters, including the money from her paycheck.
Yes.
And did he testify that he told his mother, Donna Adelson, about the extortion in September of 2014?
Yes.
All right, can we move on to the next paragraph? I have a couple of questions about that. Okay, in this middle paragraph and in this final paragraph, is the word extort used twice?
Yes.
Okay, and then at the bottom, haha is written out?
It is, yes.
Looking at the first time we see the word extort on this page, is that underlined for emphasis?
It appears to be yes.
Okay. When did Donna Adelson first learn of the meaning of the word extortion?
Well, we know that there was a search from the web history of that forensic examination, and I can move to that now, that was in October of 23. That is reference to extortion versus blackmail.
Okay. And what date was that search made?
Again, October 16th of 2023.
Was that about a week before Charlie Adelson's trial began?
It is, yes.
That she's looking up the difference between extortion and blackmail?
Correct.
And that would be even though, according to his testimony, he and his mother had been being extorted since 2014.
Correct.
All right. After Donna Adelson's phone was seized on November 13th of 2023, were we able to extract the data through a Cellbrite report?
We were, yes.
And from the phone in her possession, was there evidence that Donna Adelson and Wendy Adelson were talking about Charlie's trial and verdict as it was happening?
Yes.
What date did Charlie Adelson's opening statements begin on October 24th of 2023?
Yes.
Okay. So that would be the first day of the trial when there was an opening statement and the state started calling their first witnesses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then what day did Charlie Adelson testify in his defense in that case?
November 2nd.
All right. And in this conversation between Donna Adelson and Wendy Adelson, did Donna Adelson agree that Charlie Adelson's testimony about being extorted was the truth, that he was telling the truth?
She did, yes.
Okay. Can we see that exchange?
Yes.
Now, right before this exchange, did Wendy Adelson send a prayer hands emoji?
Yes.
Okay. And then what was Donna Adelson's response to that?
That we shouldn't have to pray. He's telling the truth, protected his little sister for years, differs through this, and now what? Prayer hands.
And then does she clarify that she meant suffers, not differs?
Yes.
Okay. So what date was this text sent on?
Again, November 6th of 2023.
So this would have been about 4 days after Charlie Adelson's testimony.
Correct.
But before a verdict was rendered in the case.
That's correct.
It says that he's telling the truth, protected his little sister for years. Was Robert Adelson a witness in Charlie Adelson's trial? Was he called by either the state or the defense?
He was not.
Okay. So the only person that Wendy Adelson was a little sister of who testified in Charlie Adelson's trial was Charlie Adelson then.
That's correct.
And here she's saying he's telling the truth. Is that right?
Yes.
Was that the only time that she said that Charlie Adelson's defense was the truth during that trial?
It is not.
Okay. Can you show us all the messages where she's letting people know that it's the truth? Okay. So she's sending these messages to different friends or family members saying, finally, the truth is out?
That is correct. All of these messages were sent in a relatively short time frame to various friends and associates.
Okay. Were there more messages than just this?
There were.
Okay. And so she's seeing if people are watching more about it being the truth. Is that right?
Yes.
It says Dan just proved extortion. Was Dan Rashbaum Charlie Adelson's attorney at trial?
He was, yes.
Besides these things, I mean, what else did Donna Adelson say? Or did she say anything else to Wendy Adelson? Okay, thank you. Okay, here is she asking someone to watch opening because the truth is out.
That's correct.
All right. What else does Donna Adelson say to Wendy Adelson about this extortion defense?
She says that she's sorry this has been our life for so many years. It has been torture, but your lawyer didn't want you to know what happened. I think if you did, our relationship and your with Charlie would have been much different. I hope he knew what he was doing. Your testimony was crucial. Let's see what a jury does to him and to the rest of us. You know I'm next, but that won't happen. I'll take care of that.
What date is that? Or
That
was
was-
that sent?
I'm
What
sorry,
date was that sent?
November 1st of 23.
So she's saying she hasn't told Wendy about this extortion defense because Wendy's attorney didn't want her to,
Correct.
and it might affect their relationship.
Yes.
Did we look in the cell phone reports and records to see whether there was any phone evidence of Charlie Adelson being extorted by McBanois or Garcia or Rivera?
We did. Yes.
All right, looking at the day after Dan Markel's murder, which would have been July 19th of 2014, would that have been the day after McBanois would have told Charlie Adelson he was being extorted per his testimony and this State 62?
Yes.
Okay. What did Charlie Adelson and McBanois, what were they saying to each other in text messages that day, the day after this alleged extortion?
So he speaks of heading to the gym, asking her if she's taking her children to the beach. She replies that it's beautiful, probably the pool. He encourages her to have a nice day.
Okay, so then this would have been after McBanois left his home that morning that we saw in your first presentation is headed south toward Rivera's. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and Charlie Adelson reaches out to McBanois first. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And he says he's headed to the gym?
Yes.
Any mention of extortion, bad guys, money in these messages?
No,
Does it appear that there's any anger or fear in these messages?
it does not.
What about and in the what about in the week following the murder? What did they talk about that week?
Well, there's additional messages from the 19th later on in the afternoon. And then, yes, we have messages from the next week.
And what were their conversations that week like? So here they're talking about the weather and how late it is in the day.
Yes.
Okay. What about the next messages? She wants him to get Jerry to call in some prescription shampoo for her.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? He says sweet dreams.
Yes.
What's next? She's complaining about a headache, migraine.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? He's saying laugh out loud.
Yes.
All right. Any more after that? Here she says, have a good day, smiley face. And he says, you too.
Correct.
And is that all we have from that week?
Yes.
Did they ever discuss extortion, bad guys, money?
No.
Okay. Does it seem like pretty mundane things?
It does. Yes.
All right. From 2014 to 2016, those 2 years after the murder, do Charlie Adelson and Catherine McBanois stay in regular contact with each other, even after they break up in the fall of 2014?
Yes.
Okay. From the messages, do they appear to have a close friendship?
I would say yes.
Can you show us some examples of that? Here is she giving him some relationship advice and saying he'd make a great dad.
Yes.
All right. What's next? Does Charlie Adelson tell her he loves her in October of 2014?
He does.
Does he say it makes me feel good that you care about me? I'm very lucky to have you as part of my life.
He does.
Okay. What's next? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you go back? Does she respond that she will always care about him?
Yes.
Okay. What's next? And here they have an exchange. Is this in February of 2015?
It is.
And here she says, I always know how to make you smile. And he says, yes, you do.
Correct.
What's next? What do they say here?
It's February 24th of 15. Good. I love you. And he replies, I love you too.
Okay. What about later that year? Are there more friendly exchanges?
October 27th of 2015.
And she's maybe wishing him a happy birthday and thank you for helping me and I love you.
Yes.
And what does he say back?
Can't wait to get lunch with you. You're the best. I am lucky to have you as a friend for life.
Smiley face?
Yes.
Okay. What's next? All right. Here are they kind of calling each other names. It seems like in a funny way.
Yes.
And he says, I miss you.
Yes.
And what about the next month? Are there any messages in the next month? Okay, maybe some sort of inside joke here.
Yes.
Okay. Is she giving laughing, crying emojis?
Yes,
All right, what's next? Is this the same day?
it is.
And how does he end this exchange?
LOL, you're the best.
So laugh out loud, you're the best.
Yes.
After maintaining a close friendship for years, according to these texts, at what point did Charlie Adelson and Catherine McVanois no longer have any contact via phone again? Is it after the arrest of Sigfredo Garcia?
Yes. I'm trying to recall exactly when that ended, but it was well into the time of the arrest. Yes.
Okay. Now, in all of these messages from the records between Charlie Adelson and McVanois in those 2 years, are there any messages where they discuss being extorted?
No.
Are there any messages where they discuss Dan Markel's murder?
No.
What about McVanois knowing people who wanted to hurt his family or anything like that?
Nothing.
When Donna Adelson's phone was seized and celebrated, was there evidence inside that Donna Adelson and Charlie Adelson had communicated for several years over WhatsApp?
Yes.
And what is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is just a communication app, multi-platform. You can use it on iPhones or Androids or other devices, and it is just another platform which people can communicate, voice, text, and it is what we call an over-the-top app in that it does not go through the carrier traditional infrastructure. So it's not using their text message service, it's using the data side. So we don't see records of that, those communications in the call detail records that we get. And it offers the security of encryption, that those messages are encrypted.
Okay, let's go towards the end. There are some interesting messages in here, but I feel like it's getting late and I don't have the same energy that I do earlier. Some of this is about them getting the visa to go to Vietnam. I mean, they've basically told their story. And let's just see how they end it.
Weinstein, who was Weinstein an Adelson family friend at that point? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay. Weinstein says, I think it's going to be a speedy trial. I don't think there's going to be any more arrests. After it talks about the arrests of Garcia and Rivera. Is that right?
It does, yes.
Okay. So if Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson are referencing this paper, then they would be saying that it's good news that there's not going to be any more arrests. Is that right?
Yes.
And is that the reason that it was of interest to us?
It was, yes.
Okay. But ultimately, it isn't the day before, right?
It is not.
Okay.
Oh, they're talking about an article that was published, and basically it was stating that I guess they'd made all the arrests and there was some chatter about it. And
all right. Looking at defense asked you about, I think ultimately you said, from the totality of the evidence in this case, not just one thing or not just one other thing, but a totality of the evidence, it looked as though the Adelsons were planning to have a lengthy time away.
That's correct.
And quick, right? I mean, wasn't Donna Adelson asking for an emergency fast track visa?
Yes, there was urgency in all the communications and getting things done, getting the visa. There seemed to be a sense of urgency to that.
And did Donna Adelson specifically look for non-extradition countries in her phone before?
Objection, asked and answered.
The rule does the ask and answer, but we have covered this subject, Mr.
Okay. And was Vietnam the country she chose?
It was, yes.
Thank you.
You may step down, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Will he be recalled during the trial? You remain under your subpoena. Please do not discuss your testimony with any other person.
Thank you, sir.
My wife says those are the holiday dishes.
They are.
I am curious about these plates, but I have things to do.
I have to have a
They're in very nice protective cases.
Judge, one matter, State's Exhibit 72, the state thought it was admitted as a Syrian GPS for certification. clerk does not show that item admitted. Could
I
we
have not
admit that,
checked on my list item.
could we admit that item at this time, Your Honor?
Is there an objection to state 72?
No, you got to update it as well.
State 72 is admitted at this time.
Judge, with that, the state rests.
Very well. Members of the jury, we are going to take our break in the trial at this point for the weekend. Once again, I'm going to remind you not to discuss this case with each other or any other person. You are also not to seek out any outside information or news reporting on this matter as well. We will resume with the trial on Tuesday morning after the Labor Day holiday. Please report at 8:30, and we will try to get started by 8:45 on Tuesday. Enjoy your holiday weekend. I think football is back. You have something to watch that does not concern this trial. Have a good weekend.
Yeah. I like Judge Everett. Okay, so you're curious to see what the defense is going to put on, quite frankly. I'm kind of like, is it going to be Charlie first thing? It should be pretty interesting. Not Monday, Tuesday. Anyway, guys, I'm glad it's over, at least on the prosecution. I mean, they'll have their chance to rebut, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we'll be on this for another week or week and a half, but it's coming sooner than later. So, anywho, I hope you guys have a good evening. I hope I didn't keep y'all too long. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. It goes so fast, doesn't it? Anyway, those were the highlights to me of yesterday and today. Definitely the wiretap calls were the star of the show. So if you're interested in hearing and you've been following, if you missed yesterday, then it was definitely a miss. It's worth watching. But today the two stars were Miss Patricia and Miss Drina. Miss Drina's hairstyle. It was Patricia, Drina, and Drina's hair. Okay. Period. Judge Everett is always a standout. Donna and her expressions. I'm not mad at Georgia, the prosecution. I'm not mad at the two prosecutors at all. Donna and her headphones are so distracting. It's crazy. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. I appreciate y'all so much. Like I said, I did get some new information on a couple of things that we talked about earlier in the week. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. So you guys have a wonderful day. It's a holiday weekend. Oh joy. If you have plans, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, guys, I will see you out here on these YouTubes. Thank you to my friends. We got a new member. We did a member video earlier. So if you have not had a chance to see that, Miss Be True, go check it out. I appreciate you so much for supporting this channel. And Mbakati Kumba, thank you so much for supporting. And members, if you were in the member live earlier, I appreciate y'all. And if you were not in the member live earlier and you are in members or going to hit that link, there is a fresh member video waiting for you. Okay, take care, guys. Have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow.